Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT Podcast, episode 87.
Man, we're getting close to 100.
Yeah, we're...
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Don't say. We're only 13 away.
Yeah, but we've also skipped like every other week for the last month or two, so...
I didn't say 13 weeks. We're 13 episodes away.
That's fair. Episode 100's going to just say... Hey, we're done. We're canceled, and then just click
that's the
done.
topic. Podcast canceled, and talk about what we would have spent our time on if we didn't have this podcast all the time.
All the time. I just said we do it every other week. It's like an hour and a half.
Killing 30 minutes. What boils down to 30 minutes a week? That's a lot of time. I'm sure our listeners want to hear what we do in those 30 minutes every week.
Probably watch another episode of an anime.
Yeah, Damn. All right, no episode 100 because we already answered that question.
Alrighty. Well, anyway, we're gonna get right into it because.
But first, Tim, why don't you introduce your lovely co-host?
God damn it, you're right. I keep forgetting this. All right, sorry. On my right, I am Tim.
Sure.
On my right,
it's Friedman, also known as Andrew, mostly known as Friedman.
God damn it. And on my left,
big titty anime expert, just Tyler.
I don't think you're just Tyler anymore if you have that title.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There can be only one.
Nah, can't get rid of it for legacy.
It'll work itself out.
People may forget who it is if they don't hear the original nickname anymore.
Like who's
Especially if I come into like Tim's chats and I'm just like,
is this
yo,
a totally
Tyler.
different Tyler?
Yeah, like, oh wait a second, it's not just Tyler. So, but with that, we should.
All right, now we can get into the news because Freeman saved us from my fuck up again. Hey, look, this is not Magic or Overwatch to start us off.
That's right. It's just something we do loosely talk about all these. But the point is, we got some Kojima news for this week. So first of all, a lot of the announcements that are coming out in today's news are just all because the Tokyo. I don't even know what the actual acronym. TGS. It's like I think it's like the Tokyo Game
Show.
Something Game Show. There you go. So that's happening right now. So every Japanese developer is showing off all their shit. And Kojima Studios is no exception. They said they're going to show off 50 minutes of gameplay footage as well as 45 of not gameplay footage. Translation, they're just going to show a 45-minute cutscene. Classic Kojima. But I'm excited because we still don't know what the fuck the gameplay for this game is, and it's releasing in like... When is it coming out?
Pretty
like
soon.
November 14th, 12th?
Oh, that's right. No, yeah, this one's this year. So it's pretty close. We're like within the 2-month range. And we're not entirely sure what the game actually is.
No, it's coming out, the day after my birthday, November 15th.
Hell yeah. So I'm very excited. Usually I don't like watching the full gameplay trailers because I want to experience it myself, but like, I like really want to know. I'm actually dying to know what the gameplay of this game is.
Yo, you'll know.
You and everybody.
And I'm telling you, I'm getting it day one, so I mean.
Same. I said I've been really bad about playing games that I get on day one.
Yeah, like Astral Chain.
Yeah, like Astral Chain. I still haven't started it. I've just been busy.
God damn you.
I know, but
Aiden says it's real good.
I mean, it looks really good. I need to just sit down and start playing it. The problem is I keep getting distracted.
Yeah, so then I can also play it.
I understand that you're waiting on me.
Oh, Christ.
For our own good. The longer I delay, the less likely it is that we'll buy Pokemon because we got this to play.
That is very true.
So it's for the greater good. But the second thing about Kojima this week was that apparently he's pretty much completely wrapped work on Death Stranding. Everything else is just like technical polish, and I'm assuming other developers are working on. So he tweeted out that he's already started preliminary work on his next project.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
no, this is good. I want Kojima to keep pumping out this crazy shit. Like, especially because the third news story, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Kojima recently invited Keanu Reeves to go check out Kojima Production Studios. And he showed up wearing his Cyberpunk t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
So now Keanu is entering the like circle of celebrity friends that Kojima has been building over the years.
My God.
Which I put in the notes as the Kojima cinematic universe, which means we may get Keanu involved in the next project, assuming this wasn't just a one-off publicity thing, and Kojima calls him back.
Oh my God.
Fucking God. If he is.
Look, this is our chance at the Bill and Ted video game. that we all wanted. But
Oh
no one
God,
wanted.
no. Do you want Kojima making that game? Freeman, I'm
Dude,
still
it'll
hearing
be-
echo.
I don't know. that
You
sounds
don't
like the
want him.
weirdest fucking combination possible.
I just heard I heard echo again. I don't know
From
what's that.
who? Not me.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm not
check. I'll
shit,
keep an eye on it
bro.
in case it pops up again. It's weird.
I'm saying it ain't me.
I don't
All right,
know.
I'll be aware of my mic position.
It's okay.
I ain't no fortunate son. No,
No,
no Vietnam vets in the house. Okay.
No.
no.
Oh
speaking
no.
Of, speaking of veterans of PTSD, Kingdom Hearts
Oh
3
my
released
God.
their DLC trailer. And when I watched my friends, someone put it up on their Roku and forgot you can turn on closed captions on YouTube. So he's like, "We're just gonna have to watch it with no subtitles." And I'm like, "All right, let's watch this." And it's just like a minute long, and it's funny because I understood everything that was being said just because of how much random Japanese I picked up watching all this shit.
Yep.
Like I sat there, I'm like, "Wow, I can't believe I can loosely understand what everyone's saying in this." And my friend's like, "I didn't get what was going on," so I'm like, "Wait a minute, let me see if we can actually watch it with subtitles." So I turned on the closed captioning, and I was like, what I heard was pretty close to what they were saying. But the real problem is, this is, how do I put it? So, like, one of the big problems with Kingdom Hearts was there was this big battle at the end of the game, and that's what the game was. So this isn't the only thing wrong with Kingdom Hearts. This is one of the things. There's this big battle at the end of the game, which was all anyone gave a shit about going into this game. And the DLC seems like they're just expanding on the fights that took place during that last big battle. Which, like, I don't know, like, it's not bad, but at the same time, like, there's no presently in game, there's no way to go back to do those fights. So unless they're either doing like the Final Fantasy 15 approach of just like revamping it and being like, oh, here's a thing you talk to just go back to that one part of the story. So I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be cool to play as other characters, but the problem is like the combat system in this game is ass. Like playing as other characters isn't gonna make the combat more fun.
I still never beat it.
How far did you get through it?
Shit. Where did I get to?
I'm not sure if
What's
I
after
spoiled
Toy
anything.
Story?
I'm
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
Toy Story's not that far into the game. You still have like 3
don't
more worlds.
Give a fuck.
Damn.
I don't give a single fuck, my dude. I wasted $60. There, I said it.
Wait, you didn't even trade it in after the fact?
No, I didn't. I was like, whatever.
Damn, missed opportunity. You could have made back like $40.
Yeah, I could have made back $4. I'm like, whatever. I was like, maybe one day I'll fucking play, but I probably won't.
I don't know. This just makes me like very angry. Like I wanted Kingdom Hearts 3 to be so good, and it didn't deliver at all. And everyone's like, just look at the DLC, and you can see the split in half. You have half the community who Tetsuya Nomura can do nothing wrong, and this is the greatest gift that mankind could deliver to us after delivering Kingdom Hearts 3. And then the rest of us are just like, wait, really? This is it? This is just like essentially just reskinning my character for the boss fights that I already fought in the campaign.
Dude, those Disney attraction fucking moves, like horrendous. I mean, they actually ruined my experience.
They removed them post-release, so you can straight up disable them from being a thing in game now. So they fixed that.
Shit. Like that shouldn't even be like a thing.
Look, so how do I put this? They thought fans would think it's cool. Like starting with Kingdom Hearts 2, when they added the ability to press triangle to do special actions, it was really well received. But it like a majority of them didn't like take away player agency or make you bust an OP. It was just like a cool action you could do. And they really misinterpreted what we liked about it. Like getting extra actions with the triangle was cool. Getting ones that completely change the way the game is played are stupidly OP and take upwards of like a minute and a half to resolve. That's like they completely missed what we liked and kind of just went down the wrong path with it. And I don't want to use this time to critique Kingdom Hearts 3. I just want to use this time because I know Tetsuya Nomura is listening and I want him to stop doing this.
Yeah, Tetsuya Nomura, please.
Yeah, for real though. Please don't do that again. Even though it sounds, from the sound of it, they're not going to do, like, the next Kingdom Hearts game they make is not going to have like any Disney elements to it. Disney was way too restricted what they couldn't do with Kingdom Hearts 3, and now all the DLC is not even Disney related. Like in the DLC, I don't think a single Disney character shows up in these fights anymore.
Great.
So there's some weird rip going on where Disney's way too heavy-handed with what they're allowing in Kingdom Hearts, which means the next game is probably just going to be like complete spin-off, vague references to Donald and Goofy.
No, fuck it. I'm done. I'm done
Damn
with
it!
Kingdom Hearts. They fucked up. I vowed that I would never play another Kingdom Hearts game ever again, and this was garbage. And guess what?
Wait, you vowed you weren't going to play another one before 3 or after 3?
After 3, what the hell?
Okay.
The games before 3 are fantastic.
Because you said I vowed I wasn't going to play one, and then you said then I played this garbage. I'm like, wait, you
Oh
vowed?
no! I vowed to never. That's what
okay.
that's what I meant. Yeah, I'm probably never gonna.
All right, man. You keep your ideals. I'm going to play Kingdom Hearts.
I am. I'm gonna keep my ideals.
4.568 over 29 when that comes out. Anyway, let's move off of depressing Kingdom Hearts news and let's talk about Nintendo Direct because they had a lot of cool stuff to show off.
I only care about like, let's see here. One of these things, 2 of these things.
Some of these might be cool.
Not 2 of these things. Oh my god, the thing at the bottom came out today. What? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself because I wanted this game.
Wait, hold on. I think I may have written that date down wrong. I think it might be the 20th.
Oh damn! Sorry, Tyler.
Wow. All right, it's fine.
Let me confirm that before I go through line by line what happened in the Direct. Oh no, I want the Nintendo link. I want Wikipedia. This takes way too long to load. Yeah, it's September 20th. My bad.
Ah, you're the worst.
Sorry. There's no way it's. I thought it was coming out Friday too, and then I was corrected. Anyway, point is, Nintendo Direct happened. To no one's surprise, big leaks about Overwatch on Switch. When it first got leaked, I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago. There was this Nintendo Switch case that was officially licensed by both Nintendo and Blizzard with Overwatch characters on it. Everyone's like, this is really weird. Like, why would they make a Switch case if there's no Overwatch on Switch? Lo and behold, it's coming to Switch. No one really gives a shit. Overwatch is like 3 years old at this point. It's an online-only game for a console that isn't always online. Honestly, it seems like an odd match.
Recipe for success.
The big thing that's keeping a lot of people from playing is like if you link. So it's the same thing if you try and play on consoles like Xbox One, PS4. If you can link with your Blizzard account, but like you don't share skins between versions. So anything you unlocked on one version isn't unlocked on the other. And the way the gameplay loop on Overwatch works is you just play to get boxes which unlock stuff. And no one wants to start over. Like it's not really that fun. And if you already have Overwatch, no one's like, oh man, Switch is the superior 720p version I've been waiting to play. If you really have Wi-Fi on the go and you that's because apparently that's a thing, you might like Overwatch on Switch, but I think for the general population, any other console's better. Yeah. Or PC.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm really curious actually how many people are going to buy this.
I think it's more of the question of who only owns a Switch. So I feel like if you had anything else and you wanted to play Overwatch, you probably would have played it by now.
Yeah, especially like I would have played it even if I didn't have a PC. I would have had it on on a console. I used to have it actually on PS4.
What did you buy it for first?
PC. I was playing it there, and then I had friends on PS4 that were playing. I'm like, and then I realized the lack of boxes that I was getting, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go back to PC.
Understandable.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck that.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
You want to move on? Yeah. So they showed off gameplay footage for Animal Crossing, which a lot of people thought we weren't going to see, given that Animal Crossing, it seemed like it was originally going to release around December, and it got pushed back to early next year. So a lot of people thought, like, oh, development problems. Are they actually going to show it off? And they showed off a reasonable amount of gameplay. It doesn't look that different from the last one, which I guess is both good and bad. Like, Animal Crossing fans play this game for a very specific reason. And if you try and change it too much, it really kills what they like about it. So they try to change in very subtle ways. Overall, it looks really good, and I want to play it, even though it's the exact same game I've already played like 4 times. But I don't care because I love Animal Crossing.
No, I need to play that game. I keep meaning to play New Leaf. My buddy got it for me.
It's the kind of game where, like, when I first started, I played for like an hour or two at a time, and then after that, it's like you just kind of pop in for 30 minutes in time to just do some short things. Like, it's not a game you binge or play for extended amounts of time. And that's why I can't wait to get it for like digital download on Switch. The idea is like I will always have it on me if I have my Switch. It's just pop in, do some stuff in Animal Crossing till I'm bored, go do something else. I think that's like the best way to play it.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Like you don't really play it that
It's
much
like
on and off.
it's like the same way you play a mobile game. You just like kind of pop in when you have time.
Speaking of which, not to go too off, but did you play the Animal Crossing mobile game?
So I didn't. When I saw it came out, I was really skeptical. And I asked my friends who play Animal Crossing. They're like, "Nah, this isn't it." So I just completely avoided the game.
Damn, I actually liked it. Like it was super mundane. It actually felt like a real mobile game.
Did it feel like an Animal Crossing game, or felt more mobile than?
More like mobile with a like more mobile than actual Animal Crossing. But my one buddy who played the shit out of Animal Crossing said that like they all really liked it. So I don't
Maybe
know.
I should try it. I don't know. I
I don't recommend it because everybody fell off.
I'm always on the search for like a good mobile game to play, but like the fact of the matter is, they all suck. Like
They do all suck.
it's been how many years since I got a smartphone? Like 8, 9 years, and I still have yet to find like a game that I legitimately think is a good game on mobile. I don't know. Maybe I should
It's
sell my soul to Candy Crush Saga.
Oh God,
damn
please no.
nah, dude. That game is an actual scam. Like that shit was made to take everybody's money with microtransactions.
Like I can't. Like I started this game a couple weeks ago called Archero, and it's got like fun gameplay, but it's gated by this like energy system. And I'm like, great. So I gotta wait 2 hours to play the next run at this game, and it's just like all this stuff that's standard in mobile games that you can't call it anymore because it's now just like everyone has it. Makes me just hate mobile games as a whole.
They are all traps. I mean,
They're all just excuses to get you to watch ads and or spend money.
they're all shit.
That's most media, but whatever.
You know what else is shit? Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon's fucking
time to
shit.
get fucking angry. So,
Oh God.
so Game Freak gave a lot of reasons for why they cut everyone's favorite Pokemon, and one of the
All
reasons was
terrible.
they needed enhanced animations that had never been done before.
Wait, just to be clear, are these reasons they gave recently or reasons?
No, these were the reasons they gave when they had first announced that not every.
Okay,
Pokemon
I just want to
was
make sure
coming
because I remember you saying this way back in the day.
Yes, I'm prefacing what they showed off.
Okay.
So they go and they show off a couple new Pokemon, whatever. They look interesting. There's a haunted teapot. There's essentially it's not Pelipper is the way I can describe it. It's a pelican. And it's this whole gimmick is around, I guess, using the move dive and then coming up with a fish to each. It's cool. I like these gimmick Pokemon as long as they move them forward, which is not a thing anymore. But then they showed off the big new feature for this game. There were leaks saying that you'd be able to go camping with your Pokemon, and that's what it is. You can camp with your Pokemon. And they showed off these brand new crazy animations they made for all the Pokemon. Except there's one thing about them. They're not brand new. All of them were in the 3DS games. For anyone who played the stupid mode that they got rid of now that it's not in 3DS anymore, Pokemon Aime, those are the exact same animations they're advertising as brand new and improved. Like identical. Lying right to our faces once again as the reason that they do the things we don't like. And then to add insult to injury, they added a mini game, which it's very similar to Pokeblocks from Ruby and Sapphire, or when they rebranded it again into Poffins in Diamond and Pearl. They've once again rebranded this same mechanic into something completely different. Instead of making these fictional things, you now make curry. And there's over 250 types of curry, so much that they added a Pokédex just for curry that they're calling the Curry Dex.
Oh.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I was just so annoyed watching this. I'm like, they're just so like they won't shut up about how they want every game to feel unique, and they just rebrand old shit like unabashedly. They're not even trying. And it makes
I
me even
give up.
more. Oh no, go ahead.
Nah, I give up. It's just like that. That's pretty much it. This just reinforces me not wanting to buy it day one
And
or
I,
even at all.
I was ready to done being angry after they stopped showing them. I'm like, whatever.
Is it
I
time for
already
the
knew you were being
I'm a head
lazy.
out memes?
No,
I'm a
fuck
head
that
out.
meme. I hate that meme
No,
so
I
much.
love that meme. It's great.
But like they're like, all right, we're done talking about it. I'm like, good. I'm like, I knew I was gonna be mad. I just didn't know how mad I was gonna be watching this section. And then that's when Game Freak comes and says, wait, we need to show you the game that our like production team won, the one that could have made a good Pokemon game was making instead. And they show off Little Town Hero, which apparently it's coming out in October, which is way sooner than anyone thought. It has a cool turn-based RPG battle system. The problem is the game itself looks super duper simple. Like it feels like they just took the engine that they're using from Pokemon Sword and Shield and they just like changed the character types that show up on screen. Everyone has very limited like motion. Like it legitimately feels like they don't know how to make a 3D video game, and this is their literal first attempt at making a 3D video game.
All right, boy, it's time to pack it in.
Game Freak is
Maybe it's time
trash,
for Game
and
Freak
so
to
am
take a
I.
break.
Maybe it's time they just stop.
Yeah, it's time to stop.
It's time for something happy. I don't know what the fuck this
Yeah,
is.
let's move on to the rest. So
Something happy.
the rest of the news that from the Smash Direct was pretty good. So the next one was they showed up this new Kirby game, which I believe it's online co-op only. I'm not sure, but it's free to try, and then you have to pay for the game. But it's for anyone who played like I forget like Kirby's Epic Yarn. I think was maybe the last one, like the 2D side scroller Kirby games. It's
Yeah.
that same kind of gameplay, but there's like you and three other players are doing side scrolling, and there's boss fights. And when I saw the boss fight stuff, it looked like 4-player versus a CPU in Smash, but with a different game mechanic. It looks really interesting just because I love the Kirby games. Like Kirby 64 was, I rented that game from Blockbuster so many times because how much I love that game without owning it for some reason. But it looks interesting. I still don't have Nintendo Switch Online, so I don't know how good this is. But it seems like it's simple enough that you can play co-op with anyone on the internet, and you're supposed to be playing co-op with anyone on the internet. So it's supposed to be like just drop in casual. So I think it might be fun. I'll definitely try it if I have online when it comes out. I don't know if I'll buy it. Definitely try it first.
I'm probably not.
Kirby's not your thing.
I like Kirby, but
Not
I
that
don't
much.
I don't fuck online. Well, Star Allies wasn't that good.
What would that one come out for?
The Switch.
Oh shit! I didn't even know they made a Kirby game for Switch.
You didn't know they made? I thought I told you. I was like, yo, you.
I
Actually,
hear
it's
a
when we
lot
were
of
living
things, Tyler,
together.
but I can only be mad. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got it like right when we started. Moving
Yeah, and
in.
I was like, man, this game is literally for babies.
Oh.
Like literally, like a baby can pick this up.
So yeah, that's kind of how Kirby is these days.
These days, see, I don't need any of
Yeah, did you
this
ever
easy stuff.
did you ever
Okay,
play Kirby for Game Boy? Just Game Boy.
I played it for the Game Boy Advance.
So one of the few games I had on Game Boy that wasn't a Game Boy Color game was Kirby, and that game was like legitimately hard after the second level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like at least like there was some kind of like difficulty to them, but like straight up, there's just no fucking.
I wonder if Star Allies is going to just be a lot like the new one because the UI looks pretty similar when you have like multiplayer going on.
Right, and I'll tell you what, it was easy as hell.
Yeah, this one's probably gonna be the same way.
Like I think, like even Leslie like kind of picked it up, and like she, she barely plays any games, and she didn't have a hard time with it.
There you go, target audience.
Target audience,
Target
just like
audience, zero
how
attention span.
there's
A
no
video game for people who
rivals.
don't play video games.
Yeah, especially like the no rivals in Pokemon. Fucking great.
God, it's like Nintendo thought that none of us grew up and still want to play these kids' games.
Right.
Anyway, moving on. Luigi's Mansion
Oh
3.
yeah, here's what I really care about.
They showed off some gameplay and they announced it's coming out on Halloween. The interesting thing I thought was pretty cool was they showed off this like local multiplayer mode. So it's one of the ideas where like you can play it with only one of the Joy-Cons. So you just hand your Joy-Con to someone else and just play multiplayer with them, and it looked like Mario Party-esque mini games, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think that's where Nintendo local multiplayer wants to be.
Mm.
like just these fun little pick 'em up games. But this looks good. I don't know. You're hyped for it, Tyler?
Yeah, I fucking loved the first Luigi's Mansion, and I also played Dark Moon or whatever the fuck.
Was it the one for 3DS?
Yes,
Oh, nice.
Is that
I
one
thought
technically Luigi's Mansion 2 or?
that's yeah, it's technically Luigi's Mansion too.
So it sounds like you're excited to be a goo boy.
That sounds weird. Don't ever say that again.
That was intentional.
like
It's almost like
No, no, no,
No, no,
no,
no.
no, no.
Don't call him a goo boy.
Don't call me a goo boy.
We
That's
reserve
just-
that name for Splatoon fans.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Yes. But no, I. Oh, sorry. I'm pretty excited, though. I believe they missed their opportunity, though. Honestly, with Oh my god. With
What?
the Wii.
Oh, they missed so many opportunities with Wii. Like playing a Luigi's Mansion game with the Wii remote would have been amazing. Playing a Super Mario Sunshine re-release with the Wii remote
Oh
pointing
my
mechanics
god.
would have
Actually,
been great.
though,
Playing a Pokemon Snap game with
on
the
the
Wii
Wii
remote
U,
or the
dude,
Wii U that had a screen and gyro controls. Nah, fuck it. We don't need
missed.
that.
Missed opportunity. Nintendo, you're terrible.
This is
There, I
why.
said it.
This is
Reggie,
why Nintendo. You go ahead.
I'm blaming you because this was you, man. You could have brought this to us, and
Look,
you
man,
fucked up.
he was all out of time and had to go back to playing Animal Crossing on the Nintendo 3DS.
I get that.
But
I
more
get
importantly, the news came out that Reggie's going to be teaching at Cornell next semester.
get the fuck out of
Like
here.
that's what he's
Seriously?
doing. Yeah.
Whoa, what's he like? What's he teaching? Like business
Let me
economics or some
double
shit?
check it. Let's see if his Wikipedia article says. Leader in residence. Hold on, what is it? He's under the Department of Applied Economics and Management.
Ah, see,
Yeah.
so something
Business.
lame, something business.
And his econ majors get to hang out with Reggie, while all the game dev students don't.
Yeah, well, all the game devs. Well, I don't know. That's what he really was about, though. Just like the business aspect
Yeah.
of things.
Just being on stage announcing, whatever. These game dev kids are just going to go back to playing Animal Crossing on their Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So Xenoblade Chronicles got big after what's his name, Shulk was added to Smash Bros. 4. I tried playing Xenoblade Chronicles on 3DS, but the controls and how shitty it looked on 3DS threw me off so bad that I really couldn't get past the second hour of the game. But they are re-releasing it, or sorry, they're like remastering it for Switch, so it's gonna look better than it did when it was originally on Wii. I'd be willing to give it a shot just because I like using a real controller and not the 3DS. Plus, people are constantly praising like how good this series is. Even if I couldn't get behind the opening level, there's got to be something behind there. So
I barely even touched it.
I'd consider playing. The real thing is I probably just don't have time to play this, but I definitely want to.
Especially, it's another one of those Japanese action RPGs that take you a bajillion fucking years to beat. Actually, I think
Yeah,
I
this is
forget
not
how,
a short game.
Nah.
Hold on, let's find out how long to beat Xenoblade.
Too fucking long.
According to how long to beat, it takes 68 hours for the main story.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Jesus.
Sounds about fucking right.
Look, man,
So
if I'm
fucked
buying
up.
a JRPG, I expect to sink in at least 50 hours.
I got too much shit I'm already doing. Too many fucking games. I
Yeah,
don't
this
know,
year's
Tim.
loaded though.
Tim hasn't said anything, so I'm gonna grill him. Are you still thinking about getting a Switch?
I
You got some good stuff coming along.
there's good stuff, but at the same time, I just feel like I'm playing games less and less, and especially now that I have a wedding to save up money for.
Oh, Tim's got responsibilities. And all
Yes,
that
unfortunately, I
stuff.
can't just blow money on stuff, and if I
Oh.
was going to, it would probably still be Magic cards. So
Oh, he's got
I don't know.
life.
Oh,
I
and he's got
still,
priorities.
I
Yeah,
still,
priorities, huh?
I still think about it, but I don't know. I honestly don't know at this point. There is a lot of good stuff, but I'm also like, man, but when would I have the time to play all that? Like, me and Val started going to the gym and like trying to be like
Oh, now he's
exercise and stuff.
bettering himself. Oh, I see.
Hey man, I still keep up with these games, and I go to the gym 4 times a week. It's a struggle.
What are you better
What's
than
how's
us?
that one? How's that one? Like We Fit meme go? Like
I don't.
fitness isn't a choice; it's a lifestyle.
Oh my god. Fuck Nintendo, dude. I don't even remember that.
I had to find this meme because I post it every time Leslie complains about doing something healthy.
Oh, that's all she's about now.
Yeah, I know.
Well, for now,
I'm sort of trying to reinforce it too. Okay, I totally found the meme, but I need to crop it because it's got some like Tumblr reaction shit on the bottom that has nothing to do with the meme, and Google decided
why not?
that's content worth putting.
Of course it is.
On Google search.
In the meantime, do we want to talk about Link's Awakening?
Let's do it.
This is the game that I was hinting at the beginning of this section,
That
thinking that it came out the 10th, and
it's actually the 20th.
Yeah, missed fucking label.
My bad.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. I'm so happy I could misrepresent the news for you in this fine evening. But as someone who doesn't play that many Legend of Zelda games, this game looks like it's a lot of fun, and I'm really interested in it.
I'm interested. I don't know if I talked about it on what the hell is it called? I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but I tried playing it on like Game Boy or whatever, and I was like, it's like dated for me now. Like, I don't know if I could do this. So I'm kind of excited to play it on the Switch with updated visuals and hopefully controls. And
yeah, I was watching one of the YouTubers I follow who does like exclusively Nintendo news. He was going over like some of the gameplay changes they did to like make the game just easier to play overall. So apparently, longtime fans think they were much needed improvements. So I'm happy to hear about it.
I don't know shit. I do hear that it's good. My buddy told me to play it, and I was like, one day. So this will be that one day.
This is your way to play it. Yeah. I need after I can't even say this. I was gonna say I need something good on Switch to play, but I have Astral Chain sitting here waiting for me. But I need something for after that.
There's too many games for me.
Too many fucking games.
I picked up 2 games this week. I'm a fool.
Oh,
I'm not a clown, but I'm the whole circus.
Oh my god. Wait, what'd you pick up?
Well, I was gonna wait till weeks.
Oh, sorry. Let's no. Let's save it. Let's build some suspense. So we'll leave that dangling plot thread. Anyway, moving on. The big thing that no one will shut the fuck up about every time Nintendo comes out with one of these directs is what's getting added to Smash. So last time we heard about Smash, they had just announced Banjo-Kazooie was going to be the next character after the Dragon Quest Hero came out. And Hero came out, and he's busted. He's a busted hero, and everyone hates him, except Sakurai, who thinks he's hilarious. And that's all that really matters. So he's out, and then there was speculation that at the Direct they were going to announce that Banjo-Kazooie would be playable later that day. And to no one's surprise, Banjo-Kazooie was playable later that day.
Oh.
But they weren't expecting the number of announcements we got outside of that. So every so often they release these character packs for the Mii fighters. After I think it was in Smash 4, you could customize the Mii fighters like play style, but you couldn't play them in competitive because there was too much customization. It was a logistics nightmare to try to do that in a tournament and also balance it. But with Smash Ultimate, they have set moves. So the way to customize it is you can like buy extra character skins. And it's their way of doing extra crossovers. So they added, what is it? They added like Proto Man and Mega Man X are now like skins. But the big one is that they added Sans from Undertale because no one thought this was going to happen. So now the Mii Gunner can be Sans. And apparently Toby Fox went and hung out with Sakurai right when they like started working on the collaboration. So it's really cool to hear, considering this dude came from literally nowhere to become one of these big game devs who has his IP represented in Smash.
Right.
But the big thing was that, in addition to the Overwatch leak, there was a leak that SNK was somehow involved in the next Smash DLC character.
Yeah, I
So
think it
everyone
was like one page for Smash in like one country had an SNK copyright logo on it.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
So all the speculation was flying was be something out of King of Fighters. And as someone who hasn't played any of the SNK fighting games, I was I had no clue who fucking Terry Bogard is, the character they announced, but he looks really cool, and I'm glad that the fighting games are coming together. If someone told you that Terry Bogard and Ryu from Street Fighter would eventually be in a crossover together that neither of their parent companies own, no one would believe you. But it's really cool. I like
It's
that
the
they're kind
power of
of reaching
Smash,
out there.
man.
Yeah. I'd like the thing is at this point everyone's like favorite picks are all just like meme picks. Like we've already gotten like we got King K. Rool, we got Banjo Kazooie. This is shit that people have been screwing out since Melee. So now we're at the point where like most of the fan requests have been dealt with. The only one that's still like an outlier is Gino from Super Mario RPG, but that's literally never going to happen. So at this point, it's anyone's guess.
I mean, how
Like
many
I
of
remember,
these things were literally never gonna happen?
I know, like honestly, at this point, I'm expecting really out there characters. Like if someone said, "Hey, we're gonna get the protagonist from Dragon Quest," and you're like, "Which one?" There's 14 games, and someone responds with "Yes." Like I didn't think that would happen in Smash, but it happened in Smash.
I mean, a lot of
So,
people have been saying Goku ever since Fighters came to Switch.
oh my god, I don't think it's gonna happen though. Like I
Nah.
think he's very clearly an anime character, not a video game character. Like Sakurai has been pretty consistent. But then you have Rob, who's not even a video game character, but he's like video game
He's a
related.
video game.
So like the precedent's like already violated by this. So I really don't know.
Wii Fit Trainer.
I thought that was cool. We Fit Train's one
Nah,
of my favorite characters to play.
I think they broke too many fucking rules. I don't like it.
Oh come on.
I
Like
didn't like.
what other characters do you think are bad ideas?
You know, it's gonna be blasphemous because I fucking love Final Fantasy, but I don't think Cloud should have been in there.
What?
He had no reason.
You know, I can't say I totally disagree, Tyler, because I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Don't you think of Final Fantasy VII as like the most PlayStation thing ever? It
Yes.
seems weird to have him
Actually.
in Smash.
Well, I mean, now with their marketing campaign, they've been trying to like branch these Final Fantasy.
Yeah, now it's on
characters
every
and things
platform.
out.
No, yeah, I know, but like
Yeah.
7 is old enough that everyone's like that was the PlayStation 2 game.
One?
Or 1,
Excuse
sorry,
me.
sorry.
Damn.
As I lift my
Heresy.
glasses, PSX. Excuse me.
No, you're right.
No, I mean, yeah, but that's the thing though, right? Because they have been, you could tell that Square Enix has been trying to branch out and include their things on other games and like share stuff.
I mean,
Like,
this also isn't a recent thing. Like they've been doing this since 2009 when Final Fantasy 13 happened. Ever since then, they haven't
Yeah.
been like Sony exclusive. So we're at like a decade of being on every platform.
I feel like it has been a little bit more apparent recently, though.
I mean, it doesn't help that every game under the sun is getting re-released right now.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, there's just something. There's some, and I use this word, not like in a derogative state, just because of like the sound and like just because it's what it is. It just feels queer.
So
It doesn't seem right. Like he doesn't look like he belongs there.
So my counterpoint to your argument, as well as everyone's argument that rewind 1 second. So people don't like that Terry's in Smash, and there's this whole campaign online to boycott it for absolutely no reason. But I want everyone to rewind. Imagine if Melee was releasing today, and Sakurai came on stage and said, "Hey, you ever heard of Fire Emblem? Oh no! Of course you haven't, because it's never released outside of Japan. We're releasing 2 whole characters from this series that no one outside of Japan has ever fucking played." Fans would also be angry, but their inclusion in Smash introduced so many people to Fire Emblem that now Fire Emblem Three Houses is like the best-selling game on Switch. So I think it's okay to do crazy things that don't blend with Smash's aesthetic, because good things can come out of it. Like I don't think that Cloud looks too different from any of the other Fire Emblem characters.
No,
They
I
just
don't
look
think.
like anime sword boys.
I don't think he. It's not the aesthetic. I believe with me, this is a me thing. I don't speak for other people because other people enjoy his presence, I think just it's the idea, I guess. Which yeah, I mean it has nothing to do with the game. But it's like you look at something and it's sitting there, whatever it is, and you're like, man, this just doesn't look right, and like you can't really give a good reason for it. And I mostly give good reasons for things. Like I don't think he should be taken out of Smash, right? Like I'm not saying that. I'm just like this just looks weird and I don't prefer it.
I'm kind of that way about Bayonetta in Smash. Not gonna lie.
See?
She's fun, but like she's just having played her original game, like what the fuck is this doing in a family-friendly game?
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's kind of out of place almost.
A little, yeah. I get what you're
The
saying, but
idea, yeah.
okay.
And I'm not saying remove her either. It's just like
Nah, she's
what?
too much fun. All right, how long did we spend on the Nintendo Direct? Because this felt like it was a
A
while.
lot.
About 30 minutes.
Ah, damn. All right.
Ooh.
All right. Well, let's move on. This one's really quick. Persona 5 Royal. They showed off the opening song and kind of like video that plays at the beginning of the game. My hot take is I don't like it. So the first game's opening theme and movie that accompanied it were both really good. The song they released this is similar. I don't think the song's any worse. It's not quite as iconic. And the big problem is they did this when Persona 4 Golden came out. Was instead of having a separate animation team draw the opening in their own unique style, they just got the team that made the anime to do it. And here's the thing: the Persona animes are made on a super low budget, so they don't look that amazing. So this opening, which now it features all characters more prominently, they don't look that amazing in the opening. So as a whole, I don't know, it doesn't leave a strong impression. Like watching the Persona 4 or Persona 5 opening movie when I first got the game, great experience. I loved it. If I had to watch this as my first experience with Persona 5, it doesn't have that kind of strong impact of what you're about to play. So it's kind of but they really showed off the new character in the opening, and she looks really cool. So I'm not committing to playing Persona 5 Royal, but I can say the temptation is beyond.
You're gonna play it.
I'm gonna fucking play this game. I know. Like
Yeah, you're gonna play it.
the worst part is like if I ever try to replay a game, I usually quit halfway through. The problem is all the new shit is like towards the end of the game, so that's how they get you. You got to get through the first part that's pretty much the same, and then the back half is where all the meat is. This is gonna be a challenge. Whatever. This shit isn't coming out till like next year. And what? What's a challenge?
Me accepting this KFC dating sim, guys.
All right, so hot off the press. Does someone else want to do this? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
This is bullshit.
Give me the official news story.
Yeah, well, so I didn't read it, but I guess KFC came out with a dating sim.
I don't know if it's out or it's coming out.
It's coming out. No, yeah, it didn't come out yet. But KFC made like an official Japanese style dating simulation.
It comes out in Steam in 2 weeks from today.
Oh my god!
This sounds like r/fellow kids material.
Look, I don't know,
it's
man.
got Colonel Sanders and everything in it. Which like, by the way, if any of you like listeners don't know like the origin of Colonel Sanders, I highly urge you to please go like read about it because it is some wild shit.
Oh, I don't know this.
Dude, he didn't start off with chicken. He started with a gas station, owning a chain of gas stations.
Sick.
All right,
and like the chicken was doing so well that he started selling chicken. But that's beside the point. Somehow he goes from being an honorary colonel, not even a real colonel, to inside this dating sim. And I don't know. Now this, I got a problem with this. That like there's so many things wrong with the why. Just number one, why? I don't know. Like this is who are they targeting this to? I know they've been like.
Okay, just to clarify, he worked a lot of odd jobs, but at the age of 62, he opened his first restaurant, which was Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Sick.
Yeah, one of them was like a midwife. He was that for a hot minute, but he kept getting fired for fighting people.
Dude's a legend. I can't wait to romance him in this dating sim.
Dude is a fucking legend. He was even involved in like a murder.
It really doesn't help they made his character very sexy in this game. But I don't know if he's gonna beat out the actual like walking oven of a character who's a literal walking oven.
A literal walking
Sentient
fucking-
furniture. ProZD was right.
But why?
see the
Why?
future.
Why is this a thing? Why?
Because we're talking about it. They realized they couldn't get us with those Cheetos KFC sandwiches last month, so they had to go beyond. They had to take the Doki Doki Literature Club approach to viral marketing.
Like
and just
this is
Put out a
monstrous.
dating sim.
Like this should be a crime. I'm calling the police. Where I'm the police officer and I
Here's
just
the thing, though. I'm
what?
fairly certain it's free to play, so I'm definitely gonna play this.
No, oh my fine. You know what? Fine.
Dude, dating sims that are like ironically funny are actually the best thing ever. Like up until the part where it got really trippy, Doki Doki Literature Club was great, and then it got even better. But still, like it's a good format to make jokes.
I
But you
just
can't-
don't like this.
I don't think it's gonna be serious. Like there's no way there's gonna be
It's
like
not gonna be serious. I just don't like the idea that this is. It's just one of those. I hate this thing. It's an irrational fear because I don't know what it is.
you're afraid of the
scared
colonel.
of
You're
it.
afraid.
I'm just afraid of this. I don't like the way that walking oven looks at me with its wanton gaze, with its knob and freaking gauge. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's just fucking weird, all right? It's just weird. It's like furries, all right? Like just they don't belong here. They need to be
Oh my god.
purged.
It's just a fried chicken video game, man. Calm
No,
down.
get the hell out. I don't see a single thing of fried chicken in any of these screenshots.
Well, maybe you gotta play the game to see if there's fried chicken in it. I
They
don't
got
know.
this JoJo looking motherfucker here.
Dude, literally ripped out of JoJo. They went. I was watching the trailer and I'm just like, oh, they got a boob window on one of the waitresses.
Yeah.
Like
It's
they're
like
pulling
the most
classic
modest of
anime
boob
stereotype.
windows, though.
out- I know because KFC can't do anything too risque in their first adventure on PC.
Their first. Don't start this. Oh my god, no.
What is there
I just
another
had the
PC game
worst.
that's KFC based?
Oh no. I just thought of, yo, what if they move? Because, Burger King had like their video games things.
Yeah, they had a ton of those that
And,
got with
like,
like the. It wasn't the kids meal; it was the big kids meal.
It was the big, yeah. With the 360 games, it was dope as hell. What if KFC and other fast food restaurants start doing shit like this?
Can I just ask, did anyone say the name of this game for everyone at home?
The full
Oh.
title is "I Love You, Colonel Sanders: A Finger-Licking Good Dating Simulator."
I want to die. See, this is what I'm talking about.
I just confirmed the game is free. I know you said that's probably
Yeah,
the case, but
it's free.
it is free.
It's
For real
going to be
sake.
free.
September
and I'm gonna,
24th, 2 weeks from today.
And the thing is, I
Clear my
can't
calendar.
die because Cyberpunk 2077 hasn't come out yet. Like this is really testing my patience right here. Every day we stray further from God's light.
Oh come on! Actually, this is
Don't
probably,
even
probably-
can't even
this is probably
finish.
this is probably the first we've gotten in a long time.
Fuck this.
God.
Fuck this. And the
Talk about
worst
something-
part is, I just know there's so many people who are gonna play this,
Everyone's going. It's free. It's gonna be the meme thing
and
for
they're
a month.
gonna
Like,
be like,
the
"Yo,
Fortnite
let's-"
crowd's gonna get distracted. PewDiePie's gonna do a let's play. It's gonna be great.
PewDiePie is def gonna do a let's play of this. God damn it. Fuck.
And
Tyler, why don't you talk about
let's-
something
let's
that'll
kill
make you
your-
happy?
Yeah,
Alright,
let's
yeah,
kill
I
your
wanna
depression
be
and talk about the good news.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too far into this. I just wanted to express how happy I am that Bad Boys for Life is actually coming out. The third installment of the Bad Boys trilogy. If I don't know. Have you guys seen Bad Boys? Any of the Bad Boys movies?
I haven't, but given how much you praise them, it sounds like I should be watching them.
Dude, it's
Same.
fucking it is my buddy cop movie. It's got everything. It's got cheesy one-liners. It's got action. It's got Will Smith, who's just okay these days, but he seems really good in this movie. Martin Lawrence, who hasn't done anything in over a decade since Big Mama's House.
Wait, for real?
Actually, I don't even know if that's true, but that's the last thing I saw him in.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, I'll say now.
Let me
now
look at
I'm
his
curious.
filmography real quick. I want to see this. What was he in recently?
Martin Lawrence.
Oh damn, he except for his own stand-up special, he hasn't been in like anything since 2011.
See, I was almost correct.
Yeah, you're right.
But
Dang.
I'm bringing this up also because the trailer came out for Bad Boys for Life.
How was it?
It's
Everything you
incredible.
wanted?
So far it's everything I've wanted. Without spoiling really anything either. Like the trailer was good, and I'm looking forward to it. Any of you action junkies at home, if somehow you haven't I almost said beat. If you haven't watched
You
the
haven't beat
Bad
this
Boys
movie, you should
movie,
definitely watch it.
yeah, I mean there was a Bad Boys video game and it was absolute garbage, but that's beside the point. You should watch it. I put Bad Boys 2 in one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. There, on the record. Um, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Bad
That's
Boys
all you
for
have to say
life.
about that.
We ride together, we die together. Bad Boys for life.
All right, I got one more bit of gaming news before we head over to Japan. Monster Hunter
I
World
mean, this is
Iceborne. This isn't Weeb shit. This is Westaboo
yeah,
shit.
but
'Cause this game is
it's
very Western
Japan.
oriented.
What's the boo?
It's Capcom. So Capcom decides we're going to release the Iceborne expansion, and PC players are like, great. Are we getting it too? Considering you spent the last 8 months revamping the way Monster Hunter works, so you could
And
shorten the
saying,
gap in
hey,
content
we're gonna
releases.
get rid of this gap.
No, yeah, they worked hard to get rid of this gap, and then PC was like, all right, cool. So Iceborne's releasing for PC. They're like, yeah, no, you guys are getting that 2020, and they haven't even committed to like January or February. They're still like, yeah, early 2020. It's totally happening.
I thought it was pretty set of January.
Originally it was January, and then recently news been coming out that it's February.
Ugh.
And when people ask for clarification, Capcom's like early 2020. So even they won't commit to February yet. Like it's not up for pre-order on any store because they don't know when it's going to come out, which is annoying because all the YouTubers who I added when I got really into Monster Hunter are just posting videos how fun it is, how cool it is, and it's like great. I gotta wait 4 months to play this shit. Crapcom.
Fucking.
I don't know.
Hey man, you can't flame them. They put out like 3 bangers this year.
I know, like they're on a roll. I just like they even said like with Devil May Cry, like we really underestimated how big the PC market is in the past. We're not going to be underestimating again, is what they said. That said, Monster Hunter World came out before they made this realization, and their reasoning for why it's not coming out for PC right now is they wanted to have their entire dev team work on the console version to make sure it was good first. Because even when they develop stuff, they don't develop concurrently. They develop for console and then port it to PC after the fact. So now they're doing the porting, and they probably didn't design it to work well on PC, and I like to fix all the mistakes they made on the first pass through. Which is the same way me and my team develop at work. So I understand. I'm not happy, but I understand 100%. All right, is this it? Is it time?
It's time.
It's time for the Weeb shit.
We're there. We made it.
God, most of this news this week sucks. We'll start with the good. Goblin Slayer Goblin Crown, the sequel movie to the Goblin Slayer series, had its second trailer come out. Tyler got to hear me watch it live, and I think Tim, you jumped into the Discord while I was laughing at it. So the trailer does not have subtitles, and I was annoyed. Like, great, I won't be able to understand this. But the narrator is speaking in perfect English, like where their diction is fine, but the way they actually the way they change pitch in a sentence is very clearly a non-native speaker like trying to piece their way through the language. But the funny part is in Goblin Slayer, for those who read the books, characters don't have names. They have like classes. So because the whole thing is supposed to just be this giant D&D joke. So like the main character is called Goblin Slayer, and he hangs out with this girl Priestess, and they also hang out with the High Elf Archer and the Lizard Monk. And then they go talk to the Guild Girl, who's friends with the Lance Hero and the Sorceress, and those are their names. Those are the character names. So when you read this book, it sounds ridiculous because no one has names. But in the anime, there's no narration, so you never hear this, and no one calls each other by name except for Goblin Slayer, who everyone calls him by that nickname. The trailer calls out every single character with this ridiculous announcer saying their names in English, and I couldn't stand it and started laughing. But overall, the movie looks well animated, and if there's an opportunity to see it, I'm probably going to because it looks pretty good. And that's a perfect segue into the U.S. anime movie release schedule we have for the next 3 months because there's a fuck ton of anime movies coming to theaters. Unfortunately, Violet Evergarden has not been announced yet, but I speculate it's going to happen. But of the ones they've shown us so far, I've talked about these in the past couple weeks, but we have. Oh, I'm officially allowed to say this. I've been pronouncing this wrong. It's called Promare, not Promare. So Promare's coming out. We have Rascal's Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl just had its ticket release date shown off, and I ended up pre-ordering. And the last one just got announced a couple days ago. The Konosubarashi no Shukufuku wo Kurenai Densetsu, otherwise known as Konosuba Legend of the Crimson Demon, the Megumin movie, is also getting its U.S. release thanks to Crunchyroll. Originally, we thought it was going to come out on the website, but it sounds like they're doing theatrical. And I sat down and I spoke to my friends. I'm like, which ones are we seeing? And one of them's like, I'm never going to go see a movie with weebs again. And I sat there, I'm like, so with Promare, I'm concerned that people are going to yell over it like it's a hype movie because it is. With Rascal's Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, I think because of the nature of the film and how it's not like an action movie or a comedy, I don't think people are going to be like shouting at the screen. Like, if anything, you're going to have people like screaming during the inevitable kiss scene that's going to happen in this movie. But I'm fine with that, so I pre-ordered tickets. And then we got into a huge fight. Would you go see Konosuba in theaters?
That's going to be the loudest of the three.
And I said yes, 100%. So Konosuba is a comedy. I don't give a shit if people are yelling at the screen because I'm here to like just laugh at this movie. Like, I'm not here for it to be serious.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah,
as
I
much
think
as I
want
to see the Konosuba movie, I can't do it.
Unless Val really wants to, I think we're done because it's a bunch of money when it's going to come to Crunchyroll eventually, and it really.
I mean, we don't know
so
if it'll come to Crunchyroll. It may just be like Crunchyroll sells it on DVD.
It'll
like
come to the internet. How about that?
It will one day come to the internet.
I feel like this might be a good Weeb watching experience, though. So I'm probably gonna get Konosuba tickets when it comes out. Also, I got to rep Best Girl Megumin 100%.
Rep Best Girl. She's
Rep Best
14.
Girl. What? You implying that 14-year-olds can't be the best girl?
Yeah, I am implying.
Look, man.
Look, man.
You don't understand. Look, don't get these police sirens going off. It's not like that. I appreciate
I'm calling the police. It's gonna be the T. It's gonna be the TT podcast.
It's not like that. Please stop implying that it's like that.
The T Square podcast.
Oh my god.
Going to jail, mister.
But speaking of implied sexual assault, the Vic Mignogna saga just keeps continuing. So I've been bombarded with news about it. I'm not gonna lie. For the first 30 minutes of D&D last week, I couldn't pull myself away from the news articles coming out.
Yeah, you were getting real mad.
I was all right. So Vic Mignogna got a written definitive from Chuck Huber. For anyone who doesn't recognize these names, Vic Mignogna, you may know him as Ed Elric in the dub of Fullmetal Alchemist, or most recently Broly in Dragon Ball Z. And Chuck Huber has been with Funimation for forever. He's one of those veteran voice actors. He's Android 17 in Emperor Pilaf. For anyone who watched Soul Eater, he is Dr. Frank N. Stein. And he's been a ton of roles over the years, and he's one of these respected voice actors. And he had a written definitive about how he believes part of the conspiracy surrounding why so many Funimation voice actors are against Vic was that he threatened to out something that was happening at Funimation, which was that Chris Sabat was essentially trading roles for sexual favors. Or as he put it in his note, a casting couch at Funimation. Which aligns with an old story that's been running around the internet of why Kid Goku / Gohan's voice actress got abruptly replaced. Chris Sabat is the only one to say she was a difficult person to work with, and that statement had never really gotten backed up. And there were a lot of stories being thrown around that she was asked to do certain things for Chris Sabat, and she refused, and that's why she was let go. And it's really interesting to see this play out because Chris Sabat is like he's the center of the industry. So throwing around an accusation like this is huge, and a lot of anime news sites aren't really covering it 100%. So everyone is talking about how we have our own Jeffrey Epstein case in the anime industry, and it's getting real fucking messy. Which is why my phone, because I had to read all this shit. Like, this is my soap opera. Like, I need to know what's happening, but the problem is right now it's all accusations getting thrown around. Even the Texas court system ruled that like a lot of like Vic's countersuits weren't legit, and they're throwing out most of this case because no one really has evidence to back up any claim. But at the end of the day, Vic's out of a job. So that's like the current standing. So I just want to see what's going to happen here, because now that Funimation is under Sony's control, Sony has like very like strict policies. I don't know if they're going to like, I don't know, what's the phrase here, like tighten the grip over at Funimation.
It's looking like it.
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't looking too hot.
It looks like Funimation is gonna get got though.
Yeah. Whatever.
I mean,
They're done dubbing Dragon Ball Super, so I'm good.
as long as they're done doing that, and that
Oh,
that
speaking
was
of which,
already in danger once already.
I'm like getting close to the end of Dragon Ball Super, and I can safely say that Dragon Ball Super is actually terrible.
Damn, just straight up terrible.
Yeah, like I got to the arc that everyone told me was the best arc, and I'm watching it now, and I realize it has none of the magic of Z at all.
Now,
Like-
do you think that that's because you're much older than when Z came out, or no? Do you actually think?
No, it's a very different tone. Like
Okay.
I was reading through the discussion threads. So there's the Dragon Ball Z subreddit runs 2 discussion threads. One was from when it was coming out subtitled. One is now as it's coming out dubbed. And I'll read through both threads. And a lot of people had the same reaction at the time. Is that Goku's just not the same character he was in Z. Like for most of Z, Goku was trying to, like, at least for the Cell Saga, probably the part that everyone loves the most is like Goku definitely plays the role of father to Gohan, which he doesn't do during a lot of the series. But he's very clearly level-headed. He knows what he's doing, except for the whole part where he's like, here, Cell, take the sensu bean so Gohan can fight at full strength. If you ignore that one big-ass flaw of Goku, he's a pretty good character. And then during the entire the Super Saiyan 3 Buu saga, like he teaches the kids how to do the fusion dance. He goes and he fights Buu. He's a very responsible person. Goku's an actual moron in Super and keeps ruining everything. Like this whole arc has been about how his recklessness is going to get 7/8 of the entire known universe destroyed in an instant. And he still hasn't like acted serious about the fact that everyone's gonna die. Everyone around him is like, Goku, what the fuck are you doing? He just starts smiling, laughing, he, I'm gonna have a great fight at this tournament. And it's like, for the love of God. There's I as the viewer feel the gravity of the situation, but clearly the characters on screen don't get it, and it's really annoying to watch.
See, that
There.
would fuck me up. I wouldn't be able to stand it. Like, I know Goku's like kind of a moron anyway, but like the whole thing is that like at the end of the day, even still, he's like, oh,
Like, take any episode out of the Frieza saga. Like, even though Goku's Goku, there were most of the time Goku was pretty serious about the fact that, like, you know, Frieza's a pretty bad guy and he's gonna beat up my friends. I can't let this happen.
Dude.
he's gonna kill my son if I
I'm
don't
only-
do something.
And like, I don't want to kill Frieza. I don't even want to fight him. I just don't want this shit to happen. Whereas this arc is like, I don't care if 7 universes get blown up. I'm looking for a good fight. Like that's Goku's MO in Super, and I can't stand
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty fucking bad.
There, I'm done airing my grievances about Dragon Ball Super.
Not for nothing. Don't they also establish that like Goku doesn't like know what like kissing is or something like that?
Yes.
That
Yes,
meme.
there's one
Is it
bit
real?
where, yeah, there's one bit where I don't know, he acts like it's the filler episode where he like can't control his instant transmission anymore, so he accidentally warps into Vegeta and Bulma's hotel room that they went to for their anniversary, and Vegeta starts yelling at him, and he's like, "Can't I just kiss my wife in peace?" He's like, "Kissing? What's that?" He goes, "Don't you have children?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't understand what that has to do with this."
Jesus Christ.
I will say the Broly movie was really good.
Or no, the kissing was during a different arc. I'm confusing these two episodes. Point is,
Oh, you mean fucking?
no,
That's what they really meant to say.
like
Yes.
this is no.
No.
No, because the scene I'm remembering actually had a kiss in it, and he asked Trunks, "Why are you kissing that girl?"
Ugh.
Anyway,
Just watch the Broly movie. Don't
I
watch.
I still haven't watched it. I need to get
Wait, you
doing
still
that.
What
haven't-
the hell?
Freeman,
Wait a minute,
I
You're
now own
wasting
it
all
on
the
Blu-ray.
time.
dude! It was on Pornhub.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know.
That was how I watched it.
Yeah, dude. Shit. So easy.
Dude, that movie's real good.
The problem is every time I remember it, I'll bring the Blu-ray over, and then I'll remember that my friend doesn't have a Blu-ray player, and there's no way to watch
Just
without
watch
going
it
to.
solo. The
it's-
movie's
it's-
so gorgeous.
I know, but like, all right, this is a conversation for off podcast. I'll tell you guys why I haven't watched it yet.
Okey-doke.
Anyway, moving on. Bad news in the anime industry.
More.
Legacy voice actor Michael Lindsay passed away. For anyone who watched the original Digimon, he voiced Joe, and for more recently, if you watched Bleach dubbed, Urahara, or as Mr. Garrison would call him, Mr. Hat, has passed away. It's really unfortunate because I loved his voice. He wasn't involved in too much anime anymore, but he's also not that old of a guy. Like, I think he's still less than 50. So it's really unfortunate that this happened. Moving on into other unfortunate deaths. For anyone who likes to read manga illegitimately, like I do, Manga Rock was one of the best website slash Android apps to use to watch. But they got a little too greedy. So way back in the olden times, Crunchyroll was this way too. Crunchyroll used to be a anime piracy website until they decided we're going to go legit and remove everything on here that was pirated, and we're going to start charging people to watch the simulcast. And they managed to go legit because they partnered with the company that owned both Naruto, or that was distributing Naruto and Bleach. And because those two were big enough to carry an entire website at the time, they exploded. Manga Rock did not decide to go legit. What they decided to do was start charging subscription fees to view manga that they don't own. Absolute geniuses. And then when they hired a lawyer to make sure everything's okay, the lawyer's like, "No, you got to shut down right now before anyone finds out."
Damn.
So Manga Rock shuts down their website, they shut down their app. They're like, "Oh, we're rebranding as a legitimate manga service called MR Comics." And I'm like, "Mr. Comics?" Like, no, MR for Manga Rock. So they're rebranding as legit. And I was like, "We didn't come to you because we liked you. We came to you because you had all the manga that costs money to read. Like, we're not going to pay you for this." So it's just a shit show going on there, and it's fun to watch it all explode. But on to legitimate stuff. Crunchyroll is now a majority shareholder of Viz Media Europe, which is their way of saying, okay, well, we can't really fight Funimation in the US. Let's go fight them outside the US.
Oh, God.
I mean, this is fine. It means that, generally speaking, Europe is going to get more anime because they already have a lot of licensing restrictions in regards to Crunchyroll. So for all people outside the US, this is great news. For people inside the US, this matters very little. And that's why it's at the end of the Weeb shit. And also, that's it for the Weeb shit.
Well, I mean, do you guys want to do a topic? We're already over an hour and it's almost 10 o'clock. Or do we just want to do weeks and get out of here?
Well, I mean, one of these topics is legitimate. The other one's a huge meme. So I don't know if you want to really look at either of these.
I mean, it's up to you guys.
It's all a big fucking meme to me. No.
Oh, my God.
Let's actually call it quits. We started kind of late.
That's fair. All right, so let's just do some weeks and get out of here because, like I said,
my shit.
It's doing the
Yeah,
buzzing,
something's
Tyler.
beeping.
It's doing the beep.
No, wait, hold on. No, it's fine now, right?
Yeah,
it's fine.
Did you like unplug a cable or something?
Yeah, by accident. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
You're fine.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of fine, Tyler, what have you been up to? What are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, I started 2 games. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Aside from playing Death Garden, I picked up Hollow Knight. Because I said, why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not play a giant Dark Souls like 2D game?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's a fun game. If you're into Metroidvanias, it's definitely, I would say, one of the best Metroidvanias I've played so far.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid like $10 for it. It was on I got it when it was on sale a while back. I just haven't touched it until just now.
Okay.
Yeah. I recommend it so far. I'm like lost as hell. The game doesn't tell you anything.
Oh, it just kind of throws you in. You have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, it's like, all right, here you go. You're a bug. You got a nail, and have fun, man. Where do I go? And then the game just shrugs its shoulders, and you're just like, all right, I'm going. So it's pretty nice like that. Oh, and then I started this game today because it came out today. This game called Blasphemous. It's a game. It's quite the game. It's
Wait, so what is it?
It's another Metroidvania game actually, but like it feels like an actual Castlevania game. Like whoever made the game made it feel like the shit was meant to be on like Super Nintendo or some shit like that. But I don't know what it's really about yet. It's also like Dark Souls, where it's like, oh, if you die, you got to get your shit back. But like you play this guy called the Penitent One after this huge religious thing happened, called the oh my god, I literally just had it, and then it escaped me. But this giant calamity event happened, and so that like ravaged the land, and like now he's trying to go back and stop it or some bullshit. And so like you pick up, you like pray at altars, you like collect like what I think is kind of dope. Like a religious person probably wouldn't be caught dead playing this game because like, oh, you take your rosary beads and like swap out the rosary beads on your thing, and like, you know, it gives you like different power-ups and shit.
So it's religious imagery, but not necessarily completely accurate.
Yeah, imagine the imagery from Berserk, right? Like
Okay.
post Golden Age arc with like all the weird demon shit and like, you know, some of the religious shit. Um it's kind of like that. It's all very grotesque stuff. It's super violent. Actually, what got me into it, it's kind of fucked up. The game did look like a lot of fun, but I thought the art was really great. But there's a scene. It's like one of the first things that happens. You fight this like intro boss, and in the scene, the dude takes his helmet and he like upturns it, and then he pours the blood out of the fucking boss
Oh
into
yeah.
the
Oh my
helmet,
god.
and then he puts the helmet on his head with the blood dripping down like ever. I was like,
That's
whoa,
metal as fuck.
this is the most metal shit I've ever seen in a video game. I'm playing this. And Tim watched me play it a little bit before the podcast, and
Yeah,
I was digging it. It's pretty cool.
it's cool. I would actually totally
Um,
consider buying it.
yeah, it's all right. It's like $22 right now because it just came out. It's on minor sale. I'm sure it'll be on sale even more later on down the line. Like give it like the summer sale, it'll probably be on like, you know, good.
Probably something during a holiday sale.
Yeah. Um, what's it called? I want to play Astral Chain. I heard Astral Chain was good, and Gears 5 came out. I
Like Gears
want to
5
get it.
came out.
Yeah, Gears 5 actually officially
Oh shit.
released today.
Oh wow, I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Oh yeah, people who have the Microsoft like game service, right? Like the Game Pass,
Yeah.
they got early access to play Gears actually on Friday. Yeah, and then the official release date for like everyone else, like if you wanted to buy it on Steam or anything, it came out today.
Sick.
Yeah, so I want to also play that, and my cousin's been berating me to get Borderlands 3, and I don't want to do it, but I feel bad because I don't want to let him down either. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there yet. Oh, I also started 2 shows, some Westaboo shows.
Ooh.
Ooh. What'd you watch?
Both on Amazon. I'm watching Jack Ryan because I watched Hunt for Red October for the first time.
Yes.
Stellar movie, by the way. If you haven't
Fantastic.
seen it, fucking movie's great. I was texting Tim about it. And I learned that all these, like, all those, like, there are like Jack Ryan movies.
Oh shit, tons of Jack Ryan stuff.
Yeah, I had no idea those were all connected. But I was like, I don't feel like watching these movies. Instead, I'm gonna watch The Office if Tom Clancy wrote it, aka Jack Ryan on Amazon. So I started watching that. I'm like 4 episodes into that. That's pretty cool. Um, and I also started Carnival Row on there too. For all you ladies out there, all 0 of you, there's Orlando Bloom's ass in the first episode.
That was Tyler's selling point for me to try to get Val to watch this for her, and he's like, hey.
Oh,
that's in
she doesn't
episode
have
one.
to watch it. I'm just saying. I
No, I know,
threw
but
it out
that was
there
your sale
as a
point that
point
I
of
could use. Yeah, I
interest.
know.
Yeah. I look out for Val. Shit, I'm like, yo, I'm not into this, but you know, I know people who are. I know people who are about it. You know, I look out. Also, my friend, I don't know. I might tell him because he's all about the the Orlando Bloom booty, I guess. But like, there's like, it's weird. Like, there's like some weird fairy sex going on too. I don't know.
Oh jeez.
It's a weird show. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I like the like Tim knows. I like the where like the fantasy kind of like blends in with like almost modern time, like
Yep.
not medieval stuff, but like there's some integration. And with this one, it's kind of interesting. It kind of like takes a like the movie Bright approach, where they intermingle like the fantasy, like the fairies and the the other or like the fae folk like within the humans and stuff. So it's kind of interesting to see how that works. Or I'm interested in seeing how that works. Um, and just like Bright, so far it's got really bad reviews from like official reviewers, but viewer score is like almost 90% though. So I don't know. But that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm watching.
Nice.
Yeah.
Freeman, what about you?
So the reason I didn't start playing Astral Chain was I thought to myself, either I can start this game I'm not going to be able to finish, or I can just knock out Life is Strange 2 Episode 4 on Sunday. So that's what I did. I beat all of it in one go. It was much shorter than the usual chapter. I understand the criticism people gave the game, and now I understand wholeheartedly that Life is Strange 2 is not for the same crowd that enjoyed Life is Strange 1. Despite using the same game engine, the entire story content and what you're supposed to feel are very different. And I don't think they did a good job of articulating this before the season started. Um, like if you've ever felt oppressed as a minority, you might really enjoy this game. But as someone who resonated with the high school girls of season one, this has nothing for me. Um, Overall, it's pretty good. This chapter dealt a lot with religion and a lot of breaking out of cults. So there was a very strange part where you're having a really long-winded dispute with this cult leader, but you also accidentally set the building on fire. So the whole conversation is happening as this church is slowly looking more and more like hell. And I gotta praise them. That scene was really cool, but like the first hour of this chapter was terrible. Like the opening scene is you're in a hospital talking to an FBI agent who you are desperately trying to convince her you are not a criminal. You did not kill this cop in chapter one, and your brother didn't do it either. And then the next stage is you need to break out of the hospital. And like the option the game pushes you into is like beat the cop who's guarding room over the head with his metal bar. And I was
All
like,
right.
really? Like the whole point of this fucking chapter is convince the FBI I'm not a killer, and the easy way out is just bash this cop over the head. Like everything he does is counterintuitive to the story. Like there was a way to get out without anyone getting injured, but it's one of those like you got to jump through 4 loopholes in dialogue to get there. And I completely missed that option. It wasn't obvious in the slightest. And it really annoyed me. I need to see how this ends. Like they've dragged this on enough. They finally introduced like a likable character who I want to see carry on in the next chapter, because every chapter they keep throwing away the whole fucking cast. So we'll see how it ends, but I'm not happy. But what I am happy about is all the fucking anime I watched in the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
My 2 friends who I watch anime, I'm almost got them to the end of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon season 1. They finally got to when the main character picks up his first girl in a dungeon, and they're on to girl number 2. But I'm dying to watch season 2 already, and they're dragging their feet. But I am caught up on Demon Slayer. I'm caught up on Fire Force. I'm caught up on Fruits Basket, which actually, even though I bitched about it a couple weeks ago, the last 5 episodes of Fruits Basket have all made me cry. This show got really good right when it hit its like shittiest part. So Fruits Basket's real good. Dr. Stone, real good. Tim, I know you got you on that, and you'll probably talk about it in a second.
Yep.
But for all you weebs who love exercising, I cannot stress enough the how heavy are the dumbbells that you lift anime is unironically the best thing ever. It is an infotainment show that teaches you how to work out while actually being fun. So I can't sell that enough. Val will be happy to know I started watching Chihaya Fuda 2 again, so I'm watching like 1 episode a night. So I'll be caught up in time for season 3. That's it for my weeb shit. My brother's really trying to sell me in this show, The Boys, on Amazon.
Heard a lot about it.
I've heard a lot
Did
about
I
it too.
not
So
talk about this though?
you mentioned it.
Oh
So
shit!
like you're now the 4th person who's told me to watch it.
What the fuck? I could have sworn all right. Since Tim doesn't recall, I'll recount my thing real quick. Basically, I liked it. I think it's one of the best like adapted thing from anything else that I've ever seen.
Oh wait, it's not an
Uh,
original?
No, it's not. It was based on a comic written by Garth Ennis.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's why that's what made me want to watch it, because I read The Boys like 4 or 5 years ago. The story came out in 2000, around 2004, 2005 ish. So they updated the story to make it a little bit more current. Um, but what I like about the TV series is that it I would say it keeps that like flavor of Garth Ennis writing.
Mm.
I don't know if like there are probably some people in the chat who are like familiar with his writing because he also did The Punisher that I really enjoyed, and he also wrote Preacher as well. If you guys are familiar with that show,
I feel like I've heard of it. Yeah, I
yeah,
never
that was
watched it though.
also another comic that Garth Ennis wrote that got adapted into a TV show. Didn't watch that, but I like the comic. But I like the Boys comic and I like the Boys show. I think it was a really good adaptation.
Hmm.
And if you're not tired of the superhero shit, I recommend it.
I mean, it sounds like it's a very different kind of superhero thing. It's about like, hey, look at what if, isn't it one of, I kept hearing it thrown around that it was like, hey, this is another what if Superman was evil shit.
But I
Not
like that.
literally
I
super.
like that
No, no,
shit.
no. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just like, just shit is in haha. But
I I guess evil could be one way to put it. Yeah. I don't actually I don't know. I don't know if you would say evil. I guess evil if Superman was not
it was kind of a
a Boy
dick.
Scout. If Superman was just a complete asshole, yeah, that's more like it. If he was a complete jerk off,
Gotcha.
it almost kind of like it's almost like surreal, right? Like Garth Ennis plays like I know it's not like him writing the show, but like I would say it's heavily influenced by his
By
writing.
his
But like
writing, yeah.
he takes these like surreal-ish like scenarios, I guess, or blows them up a little bit. Like there are some things where, or like some like ways that like the company that controls these superheroes act, and it's like it would totally make sense, but like it's completely like blown out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool, like it fits the theme, like it's very consistent. So yeah, if you want to watch it, if you want to watch some Westaboo shit, I recommend it.
Yeah, I've been on the fence about it, but hearing that has pretty much convinced me. At this point, it's just a question of when will I find time? Because
So
Right.
I gotta watch.
I realized that there's something that me and Val need to finish watching on Amazon first. We never finished watching. Oh God, why am I forgetting the name? Grand Blue.
Talking about Grand Blue, hell
Yeah.
yeah, greatest anime of all time.
We never actually got around to finishing it, and I played the theme song a whole bunch when we did our crazy driving this past weekend. So I really want to, if we actually do sit down and get on Amazon, we'll watch The Boys probably after we finally finish Grand Blue, because God, that show was so funny. Are you doing anything else, Freeman?
No, it's pretty much it. I've got a lot of stuff going on in real life, so I don't know how much gaming I'm going to do in the next week or so.
That's
But
fair.
we'll see what happens.
Just to briefly touch on real life stuff, this past weekend, my Val and I, my fiance, we picked out a venue and date for our wedding. So, woohoo!
Congrats.
Next year is all I'm gonna say, because I don't really want to put that info out there on here before I told anybody.
2020.
2020, it's confirmed. 2020.
Hey, 2020.
We know as much about that wedding. We know more about our wedding date than when Iceborne comes out.
Hell yeah, there we go.
No, that's exciting. And now we got to spend a lot of money getting ready. But gaming stuff. I wanted to talk about this during Monster Hunter a little bit, but man, I've just burned out on Monster Hunter so hard. Like, and I think it's just because I've hit this wall of like I don't really have a lot of quests dragging me forward anymore. I don't know if you're in this boat, Freeman, but like I just don't really. I'm not in the grind on that game, so it's hard for me to motivate to play. But I've been playing. Me and Tyler played a little Rainbow Six the last few nights again, just for funsies. That was fun to pick back up. Tyler bought me that Death Garden game. I played 2 whole games of it. And that was literally it. What else? I have been continuing playing Fable Anniversary with Val a little bit finally. It's really fun to play through Fable and watch her react to things that she only heard of from the D&D campaign.
Oh yeah, when you said play with, I wasn't sure if you meant like she was playing or if
No,
she's
I'm
watching
playing.
play.
I'm playing, but she's watching. But like, hell, like I fought the Wasp Queen yesterday, and she was like, and she just started making comments about like Luigi stealing her dagger and shit, right? Or going to Bowerstone, and I was like, hey, look, the statue's pointing at Bowerstone. And she's like, oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's been a lot of fun. But mostly what we've been doing is just watching a lot of shows. Great British Baking is on Fridays, and that's still a lot of fun to watch. We've been keeping up with Demon Slayer, which is still fantastic. Fire Force is, I think you'll agree with this, Freeman. It's finally kicking it up a notch in the story.
Oh, absolutely not. The animation's
What?
been great, but the story pulled it again. Like, I'm actually pissed at the show with
Oh.
what they did this week.
Oh.
Do you want to have a short discussion on this?
Sure.
Because you said that, and I was really confused. So the problem with Fire Force is every 2 episodes it changes what it's doing. So it opens with we're fighting fire demons, then it's we're investigating the Fire Force, then it's Firehouse 5 is fucking evil, then it's Firehouse 5 is our ally, Firehouse 1 is evil. Oh, there was one dude in Firehouse 1 who's evil. Firehouse 1 is actually our allies now. It's like, what is, like, the problem is, it's what's the show about and what's the main character's goal, because those change every 2 episodes and I'm not enjoying that.
That's fair. I think part of the reason I like it is because the animation is still fantastic. Like,
the
fight we just
scene
had
from last week was insane, but
that curb stomp from orbit is one of the best scenes in like anything this whole year. Even
I mean, just the shot they used for like the air quotes sniper who had like the fire bows, that was insane. Like, that fight scene was great, but the second they're like, this is how the plot's going, I'm like, you just did this subplot like 2 episodes ago.
I think the problem is they're really pacing it fast, which part of me appreciates. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that we're not spending a lot of time on stuff. I think they're kind of going with this scattershot approach where they're like, okay, we're going to establish like 5 different things, and then we're just going to yank them all together at one point later on in the season. That definitely, I can understand why that would be frustrating. I'm just kind of enjoying the pretty animation and the ride of the whole thing right now. Like, I don't understand what the fuck the ending of the episode was, where Arthur's just in a desert.
Dude, he legit looks like he's wearing a Jedi uniform. Like, I have no clue what's going on.
What the fuck is happening? No, I could definitely understand that. I feel like they're really trying to build towards one master conspiracy involving everything, but they're just going so all over the place that it's hard to focus on, I think.
Like, I'll word it this way. So is the end of the episode, they come back to Firehouse 8, and the main character says out loud, man, it feels so nostalgic to finally be back at Firehouse 8.
It's been 2 episodes.
And I, as the viewer, I'm like, not really. Like, this is the second time I've seen this room, and you've only shown me 3 rooms in this building you call home. Like, I haven't had enough time here for this to be nostalgic. And
That's fair.
Like, I heard that sentence, and I got, like, kind of mad. Like, I don't usually get that mad, and like, it annoyed me a little bit. Like,
so, was this a manga? I forget.
It is. So I don't fault the 2 studios involved. I don't fault the former Studio Shaft and David Productions. They're doing an amazing job at adapting this. The problem is, I don't know what the fuck the author was doing, because they're doing a 1-for-1 adaptation from the manga. So they're following along the story that he wrote. So I can't fault them for that. My question is,
what the fuck?
Where is the author going with this?
That's fair. I can understand that. Like I said, I'm just kind of enjoying the ride. And I think I'm still hopeful that the story is going to pull it all together, because there are a lot of threads that seem to touch, but there's no, like, there was the guy who, like was a bug in, remember the first time they went out on a call and that guy was hanging around and then he showed up at the test? Like, is he involved with the evangelist, or is he not? Like, or is this like another group involving stuff? There's really a lot going on. I'm hopeful that it's going to pull it all together, and the animation is carrying this show, no question.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching it. The sound, the animation, all that is really well done. I just have my.
It's like the anime. It's like literally the studio is doing everything right. It's just the original author who's like.
None of this is bad enough to get me to stop watching, but at the same time, I'm gonna bitch and moan until they can tell me straight to my face what is the main goal of this show. Once they can answer that question,
there has been a lot of goals.
I'll shut the fuck up. But once they can answer that question, I'm all good.
There has been a lot of goals. Like, is he on about his brother? Is he on about, like, being a hero? Is he on...
Yeah, but the last 2 episodes together have some of the best, like, fire animation in anime.
Oh, yeah,
so
like,
definitely.
every episode is like, hey, can we make fire look better? Yes.
So if you don't want to watch it, at least do what all those Demon Slayer future fans did and just watch that one clip from episode 19. For here, just watch the clips from episode 8 and 9 on YouTube and just get yourself hooked on it from that.
Watch the last, like, 2 minutes of episode 8 with the curb stomp and then the crying. and you'll see some of the best animation all year. Like that crying scene is
David Productions and Shaft just flexing on the anime
jaw
industry.
dropping in how well, like, you can see exactly
The
what
range
she
of
was
emotion.
thinking the entire time. Like she's trying not to cry so hard, but
And
it's
it was
like
so good. It was so good. They opened the next episode with the same crying
shot.
sequence.
They used the exact animation again.
Anyway, all right, we've gone too much off on Fire
Sorry.
Force. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
We, like I said, also been watching Demon Slayer, still fantastic. Dr. Stone, since the last podcast, we have now watched everything except the newest episode of Dr. Stone. This show is fantastic fun.
I'm really glad you guys enjoy it.
You know it's a good show when a guy touched 2 wires to get to a piece of string and light came out, and my jaw hit the floor. And one of the most... It was such a good metaphorical shot. The whole space thing was just incredibly well done. I don't know. It's just really fun. It's so realistic. Not realistic, obviously, but like it feels like it could almost happen, and like they've really thought all of this out. Like, okay, all of humanity turns to stone, and then 3,700 years later, one guy who's super smart and basically has like all of human technology in his head gets out. How do we rebuild out of one guy? And it's going so well. Like he met his apprentice when we were watching yesterday, and his apprentice is like the best guy ever.
Oh my god, he's amazing. It's people keep joking around that this is just an anime adaptation of the YouTube channel Primitive Technology, but it kind of is.
But that's okay. It's so fun, like watching him like cut a log and then hollow out like runners for a pulley, like for ropes with a pulley, and then like use a little bit of black powder to blow a hole in the middle so that he can put a stick through, and then he can hang it, and it's a pulley. Hey, look.
So one of the cool things I don't think everyone knows about, the end of Dr. Stone, like the very last title card, there's always some like weird invention on.
Yes.
So that's the author is doing that. Like the author is
really?
pretty knowledgeable on all the stuff he puts in the show, so he does like a little bit for the end of each episode.
Oh, that's like physically filming him doing it.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. Like that's last
pretty
episode
cool.
was like him. There was like a steam engine powering a light bulb. Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah.
We actually went out of our way to not binge this show. Except for yesterday, we have only watched 1 episode in a given day every single time. And I think it's helped because as much as I've wanted to binge, and I'm the reason we watched 2 episodes yesterday because it was so exciting, it's really been a great chunk of here's like a little bit of technology, a little bit of character progression, and then cut.
It doesn't end with these massive like cliffhangers, so it's a fine
Outside
show to watch
of one.
week to week. Yeah, there was one in particular that kind of left you with. But all of them have generally been a quick, like, I'm going to watch 20 minutes and then I'll come back next week because this is just solid fun. As opposed to Demon Slayer, where it gets you real sweaty for the last 30 seconds every week.
I will say, Dr. Stone, I'm very thankful that they did not split the party in terms of following the narrative when the party physically split. Do you know what I mean, Freeman?
Yeah, how they're only really showing one character's POV. Like they're not...
The 3 main characters were like, we need to split up, and then we're like, let's follow the smart guy and not waste time with the other group that we don't care about.
And
well, not that
which
we don't
means
care,
that just
but...
when they matter, we'll get back to them. So
and we'll probably get a flashback episode to show what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, not much else going on. Like I said, we joined the gym, so that's been busy and just lots of running around. Like it's been a busy weekend. I drove 14 hours over a 30-hour span to go to New Jersey to book this wedding venue and then come back. So busy. But yeah, so we're going to end it here because I don't know, maybe we'll play some video games before we all go to bed, or we'll just go to bed. I don't know. But either way, thanks for listening, everybody. Until next time, my name's Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
That's just Tyler.
And this has been the TNT Podcast, and we'll catch you guys next time.